Okay, just a quick overview of the HX Composites Mini Shark. I've had 28 flights on her now, going extremely well, no signs of any fatigue or anything, and I'm flying her quite fast with the Linton T95 turbine, which is a lot of power for this machine. An 80 would be sufficient. There's the Linton, plenty of room though. The pipe, in my opinion, the thrust tube is probably a little small. Every now and then, if you come off the throttle a bit too quick, you hear it suffer a little bit, trying to suck air. Otherwise, fantastic. I would probably recommend a little bit bigger pipe, but the problem with the design is I haven't got a lot of room at the back here, so I just got to live with it. But an 80 would be absolutely fine, and so far it's holding together great. I've got some setup tips written down. I'll put them on Word soon and get them out, but for now I took a photo of that. My setup as far as fuel system, because I've got a bigger turbine in there, I've used their standard fuel tank at the bottom, right down there. The strap actually, the two straps that came with it actually fit putting an extra tank. This is quite a big tank. I was going to put 600 mil on top. The bottom tank's 1.5 litres, but I ended up putting 800 mil because it's the only tank I had, but you could easily get away with 600. I never fill it fully, and I'm getting 8 minutes solid in the air in that setup. They've got a spot on the tray here for a UAT. I'm not sure if they're actually sending a UAT with production models, but I had a small MAP UAT which I mounted down below there, put the pump right in front of it. But it's entirely up to you guys how you set it up. I've got a couple of 2300 milliamp hour Jetty batteries powering the system, and my it's a 3003S for my Linton turbine up the front. I did have to add a little bit of weight up in the nose there, but it's because the Linton is quite a heavy turbine. All up 10.2 kilos, full of fuel. It gets off the ground remarkably fast. I love the undercarriage. The JP gear is exceptional. The lights are fantastic. If you have trouble with the little light controller that comes with it and it doesn't sequence with the gear, just put it on a separate channel and reverse the channel and it should work. If they're only like a $5 controller, if it does fail on you for any reason, you can switch it over to being permanently on and then just run a separate switch to power it up and down through a separate channel, which I ended up having to do. I've had a few little issues with these $5 controllers. Yeah, GDW servos all around, which are absolutely brilliant, loving it. And I'll just give you a look at the control surfaces moving. So flap, that's full flap, quite a lot of flap. As you can see, I've got the numbers there, and I've put just a tiny little bit of crow. You can see the aileron come up, aileron go away. Half flap, which is takeoff flap, works. Not a lot of compensation required with the elevator.
Flaps down.
I'll get some,
Flaps up.
yeah, it's just a small amount of down. I'll get percentage written down for you that I'm finding useful.
Half flap. Flaps up.
I'm holding a little bit of up elevator in standard trim with flap up. I've got the CG pretty spot on, but because the fuel tanks are slightly forward of CG, it does have a range of nearly 20 mils from full to empty. And it doesn't really change in trim, so do not worry about that one bit. Holds knife edge absolutely brilliantly. I've got very little mixing on anything for knife edge. You look at the size of that rudder, it just hammers. It's so easy to knife edge. Aileron movement. Bear in mind I'm running Jetty Assist, so you know it feels quite smooth and soft. Elevator authority, looks like a lot, but it's really nice. It's got beautiful feel. And rudder. And again, just fantastic feel through. Great flick rolls, or flick spins and stuff like that. It's just so aerobatic, so much fun. Great sport jet. Undercarriage, as I said, brilliant. I swapped out their controller, which is JP controller, for a San with gyro. I just love these things because they're dead straight if you slam the brakes on if need be. Although you don't really need to. It does land at quite nice speed. It holds its alpha really well, and it's easy to fly, easy to land. But I just love this system, the AG68 system. The standard controller for JP is fine. It just really hasn't got a great braking system with the JP controller. It tends to just lock on. What else can I tell you? Yeah, no real issues whatsoever with it. The only thing is, running the wiring, the production ones should have a hole in the wing up the front to run your wires, which will get the wiring a lot closer to where you need them up the front there. I messed up and put mine at the back and then had to run them all the way through, so don't copy me on that one. I'll send some photos. Overall, yeah, rip in. It's a very strong, really good quality, well-built jet. One thing I made note of when I was building and talked to the factory, have these massive big gaps under surface here, but the upper surface is a skin-style hinge. So it is sealed. I was worried that would make some issues or create some issues with authority. Same with the elevator. Absolutely zero issues. I found it's absolutely perfect. No need to change anything. Just operates really well. Makes some beautiful whistle noise too. So enjoy it.